Welcome, basketball fans, to 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. Thursday Hoops. It's going to be Andrew Bogut and the Milwaukee Bucks up against the Memphis Grizzlies. And now let's get courtside with Kevin Harlan. He's all ready to get things going in Memphis.
We've got the Grizzlies in Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee, against an Eastern Conference team here at the FedEx Forum. Thank you for joining us. It's the NBA presented by 2K Sports for this Thursday afternoon game. Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Drew Gooden and Andrew Bogut, they're inside. Steven Jackson is out there with Jennings, and it's Red in at the 3. And for the Grizzlies, Randolph and Gasol together inside. Mike Conley and Tony Allen at the 1 and 2. And it's Gay in at the small forward position.
Heads-up play, preventing the easy lane.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, he saw it was a free layup, didn't want to give that up, so he fouled him to force free throws.
I'll tell you what, Mike Conley got that big extension from Memphis last season. They made a major commitment to him as their starting point guard of the future, and he's really gotten better.
Deflected. Red with the steal. Randolph against Jennings. From down in the low post, it goes. And see, Mike Conley Jr., the son of the Olympic gold medalist in the triple jump, you know, he's always been a terrific player. Athleticism, Clark, has never been a question there, sir.
No, and he's had a really strong last 2 years, I think, in terms of his development. He's added some strength. He's become a little better at shooting the ball from the perimeter, and he continues to grow as a real savvy and clutch playmaker.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
When I had a chance to speak with Coach Scott Skiles, their main focal point is going to be defense, according to him. He said, I want my guys putting a body on every shooter and battling for every rebound. This could turn into a pretty physical basketball game by the sound of it, guys. Thanks,
Doris. Well, guys, give us your thoughts on that.
Well, you know what? I think the game plan for a lot of teams, really good teams, starts with good defense. So it's pretty much what I expected to hear.
And for this club, that's the way it should be. I mean, they need to send a message defensively right away. When you take it to your opponents on the defensive end of the floor, it sets the tone early. Milwaukee, going into last season, guys, really looked to be on the upswing. They had made the playoffs the previous year. They had a nice group of young players, but the free agent acquisitions that they made really didn't pan out.
Ed gets to Jennings. Conley picks him up. And Gooden backs in. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Back to what Steve was saying about the Bucks there. They did make some moves. They just didn't pan out.
No, they did not. And you never know. I mean, I thought they were well-intentioned in the moves they made, but when you get between those lines, sometimes it just doesn't come together as you had hoped, and that clearly was the case for Milwaukee.
Here's Conley following the bucket by the Bucks. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. O.J. Mayo, he's checked in for Memphis. And a switch here now also for Milwaukee. Ilyasovas checked in. And stolen by Mayo. The finish. He goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Tell you what, there's not much he can't do out there, guys.
Milwaukee in the lead. Stolen by Gay. And around the break. Guarded by Red. Fades away. And another basket for Memphis.
That was a beautiful fadeaway. Knocked it down with the defender right in his grill.
And here's Jennings. Fires from deep. And Steven Jackson the basket on the assist from Brandon Jennings. 9 points for Steven Jackson.
I'm not sure what they're thinking offensively. Poor decision on that pass.
Jennings dishes to Bogut.
That was a dangerous pass, but he put it right where it had to be.
The Grizzlies trail by 4. Conley for 3. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
Both sides really coming out of the gate firing here.
Guys, they look like they were raring to go in this one. A lot of offense early on.
And one thing you hear out of Memphis is that Mike Conley has really stepped into more of a leadership role. He's been much more vocal in that point guard spot. And he had a great season last year when Memphis made it to the playoffs.
And you know, speaking of Mike Conley, developing as a leader, that's something you really need from that point guard position, don't you think, Clark?
Without question, and you know, playing for a former point guard, Lionel Hollins, certainly has had to help Mike Conley's development. But Mike's maturity, Mike Conley Jr.'s maturity, listening to him talk about his role and his responsibilities and seeing him handle the media in post-game interview situations speaks volumes to where that young man's head is. He's anchored on the ground, thinks the game, and is committed to getting better. As a former Buckeye,
I know.
I'm extremely proud of that young man. He's done a nice job.
Well said nonetheless, yeah. Hey, you're a Buckeye, that is.
What an offensive display he's putting on.
And at this point, Steve, you got to put more pressure on him, bring help, and make him move the ball.
And then Game with the jam.
He decided to hang around for a while. A little extra hang time on that dunk and made sure the photo op didn't go to waste.
I'll tell you what, that's usually a technical foul, Clark. I think he got away with that one there.
Special thanks to the camera crew as well for giving us that last Sprite slam cam. Jackson gets the bucket.
Finding the open man every trip down the floor.
Certainly seems like he's doing that, Steve. I mean, it's been a great passing day for him.
Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
Man, first look, I don't know, guys. Tough to tell just how bad it is.
For his sake, we're hoping he's okay.
Sam Young's checked in for the Grizzlies. Vasquez, that's good.
That's a tougher shot than you hope for off a fast break, but you can't argue with the result.
Outside Jennings. Here's Jackson. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
They strike right back with a 3 of their own.
Steve, that's a great way to respond after giving up the long ball.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Jackson against Mayo. There's the feed to Vasquez. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
Well, another uncontested 3 there. They've got to make some kind of an adjustment. I mean, they're giving up way too many open 3s.
Well, the last 5 hoops, 3 have come off wide open 3-pointers, Clark. So it's one thing to give up 1, but you start giving 3-pointers up in bunches, you're in big trouble.
Both teams have it going here early. I'm still... through the first quarter. Grizzlies out in front. They lead by 1.
Big boost from their bench there, guys, in that first quarter. They did a nice job coming in and really giving this team a lift.
Yeah, it's a nice attribute to have. Firepower coming off the line early. That's good stuff.
And we'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here to start the second quarter of play. Memphis leading.
Guys, I don't think there's any question about it. It was the best season in Grizzlies franchise history last season. I mean, a team that was 0-12 in the playoffs. Had never won a playoff game. Upsets the top-seeded Spurs in really convincing fashion. It was clear they were a really difficult matchup for San Antonio.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for the Bucks, Drew Gooden and Andrew Bogut, they're inside. Joe Boykins out there with Dooling, and it's Red in at the 3-side. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, one of the key evolutions for this team has been Mike Conley solidifying his hold in the starting point guard position in Memphis over the last couple of seasons. Coach Lionel Hollins said he's gotten better every year I've been here. He's stronger, more confident, and more aggressive. He's a solid, stable point guard. Every team can use one, guys.
You bet. Thank you, Doris.
You know, Mike Conley only played 1 year at Ohio State, so he's still a really young player. He's got time to get even better.
Well, the Grizzlies, Clark, took the Thunder all the way to 7 games. This is a team that won 46 games in the regular season, and then all of a sudden they look like one of the best teams, Steve, in the West.
Yeah, what an amazing turnaround, Kevin. And they did all that without arguably their best player in Rudy Gay. But what I like best about Memphis is that they really established an identity. They pounded you inside, they really hustled defensively, and they were going to outwork you. And I think that was the key in their playoff run.
There's another smooth finish there, Kevin. I mean, he operates at such a high level when he's in close to the basket.
Conley kicks to Gay. Red with the steal. It's 2-on-1. Here is Mbamute. Pushes it down to finish. Break.
That's just a beautiful fast break.
Definitely. Textbook all the way to the nice finish at the rim.
Tough run here the last couple of seasons for Michael Redd. He's torn both his ACL and MCL the last couple of seasons, and he did both of them twice. That's almost unheard of.
Here's Allen. A fader. Second shot opportunity. They rule this one goaltending. Cuff the shot.
He makes the most of his chances on the offensive glass, doesn't he?
Here is Boykins, looking for his first bucket of the game. Conley picks him up. Jackson against Gasol. They kick out to Red. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Thinking back to Michael Redd's injuries, it was nice to see him back out on the floor at the end of last season.
Yeah, I agree with you there. You know, I'm partial and biased to him, Red. We're good friends, and he is a fellow OSU Buckeye. So that obviously rates high with me, but nice to see him back healthy. And I think he's got some good years ahead of him. He's a terrific leader. And now that he's been able to go through that the second time with that knee injury, I think he better know how to get himself ready for NBA basketball.
He seems like a great kid. I know his family upbringing.
Yeah.
Got a nice foundation right there.
He's as high quality a guy as you can really.
And now looks like we've got an injury here, guys. We'll likely see him come out of the game.
Oh, you hate to see this.
You sure do. I mean, tough to tell how bad it is just yet. Hopefully not too serious.
O.J. Mayo is checked in for Tony Allen.
I tell you what, right now that mid-range jumper serving them well.
Yes, it is, guys. That's 6 of their last 10 points coming from that mid-range area.
Stolen by Michael Conley.
They have to be impressed with the way the Grizzlies were able to transform themselves into a defensive team last season. They were near the bottom of the NBA the season before.
Jennings kicks to Bogut. Passes to Jennings. Conley picks him up. Feeds it to Bogut. Working on Gasol. Lets it fly. Nice shot by Bogut. Steve, you're right. You know, when you look at the Grizzlies, their improvement on defense was terrific. The guy, I call them these bulldogs. But Tony Allen and Sam Young played a pivotal role, I thought, Clark, and just the toughness quotient that they upped by what they did defensively last season.
Well, Tony Allen, Kevin, is one of the best defensive players in the league. I mean, he's right there in the top. Actually made one of the all-defensive teams in the league. I think he made third team all-defense. He might be the best perimeter defender in the league, particularly on the ball. He's got a commitment to defense and a toughness where you're not going to shake him. The guy's going to stay there and be in your chest. And I think that kind of sandpaper edge rubbed off on the whole team.
Well, that's a good point.
You know, Jennings had an injury to deal with last year and still improved his numbers overall, but you get the feeling he wanted a little more from his season, and I think it'll motivate him going forward.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Chris Douglas-Roberts checked in for Bogut. Delfino comes in for Mba'amuta. And Steven Jackson is subbed in for Michael Redd. Now with Jennings, Clark, he was able to up his field goal percentage, which is still very low. But I think, you know, Steve, he was hoping for a breakout year.
Well, the 55-point game that he had almost was a curse. I think that was his rookie season. He was just ridiculous that night. But now everybody's expecting more. And the reality is he's so young. He's got so much to learn. There's a lot of room for growth there, and he's got to continue to work to get better.
Here's Gay. He's got 17. The long distance three is big. And it's a 9-point Grizzly lead.
Boy, he's been so cool out there, composed, never rattled. I mean, a very steady contributor to the offense.
Outside Jennings. Here's Delfino. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got 6 assists now in the game. Here is Vasquez. He has 6. It's tipped. Stolen by Jackson. Knocks it loose. Jennings passes to Jackson. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got his 7th assist in the game. Gay outside. The dish to Haddadi. Jacks up a 3. And again, it's Memphis with the 3. Just 4 seconds left to play in the first half. And so we wrap up the first half. Grizzlies lead by
8. It's Thursday, and thanks so much for popping into HB at the...
And now the third quarter about to get going. Here's Conley.
Now, the Bucks had all kinds of problems last year, and they really didn't do a good job against the Western Conference. In fact, they failed to even reach double-digit wins against Western Conference opponents.
Gay at the 3, and he's backed up by Randolph and Gasol inside. Mike Conley and Tony Allen at the 1 and 2. So that's the good for Lionel Hollins as we begin the second half.
He's put on an offensive clinic. They've got to deny him the ball.
Yeah, and if that fails, then double him, Steve. I mean, they can't allow him to continue to hurt him like this.
Back to Red. Takes the 3. The shot's good. Jennings making the play. Red's got 8. Back to that point Steve was making with the Bucks in the West. Western teams have no problem scoring.
Well, it starts with, one, the talent that's out in the Western Conference across the board, and then style of play. The Bucks, on the other hand, had all sorts of problems putting up points, and it just made for a bad combination. Playing and trying to beat the West and not being able to score, that's a recipe for not being successful. You know, the story with Milwaukee last year was a team that just struggled to score the ball, Kevin. I mean, nobody was able to consistently put it in the basket for them.
As soon as they made that steal, it was off and running.
Yep, and they acted on it. Partner, that's an easy 2 points off the pilfer.
And the Grizzlies leading by 3. Three from Gay. There's the bucket good. Gay's got 25 points.
Well, I think it takes a lot of guts to shoot the three on the fast break with the guy closing out on you.
And Clark, on that note, only 6 Bucks in double-digit scoring averages last year, with Jennings, the fleet-footed Jennings, topping the list at 16.
You know, it was just the fact that the top scorer was only at 16 a game.
Yeah, and Jennings was shooting about 40%, so that's part of the problem. He takes a lot of shots. He doesn't always make them. So usually you need your top scorers to be high percentage shooters. It allows you to get back defensively, and it allows you to really be able to count on somebody night after night.
Conley working against Jennings. Broke loose. Tries to keep it alive. Out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds that time. Here is Jennings. 12 points for him.
A few things you know you're going to get with the Scott Skiles coach team. Tough defense, tough-mindedness, and fundamentals are going to be demanded. That was a formula that worked for the Bucks in their playoff run in 2010, but they need to find some offense now.
O.J. Mayo is checked in for Tony Allen. Here's Bogut. He's got 6. Outside Jackson. Knocked loose. Fades and shoots. Gets it to go. Now just a 2-point Grizzly lead. Back to Skiles. Unfortunately, last year they were just okay in those areas. But, Steve, they just had a horrible offense.
They were very good defensively, Kevin, but they just could not score. And I think that's the big challenge this year for the Bucks if they're going to get back into the playoffs. They've got to find a way to get easy baskets offensively.
Mayo gets to Conley. A flawless finish at the end. And it's a 6-point Grizzly lead.
So nasty. I mean, really nasty. He hit the bullseye with that dish.
That is simply poetry in motion.
Beautiful play, huh?
Here's Jennings. Over by Conley. Jennings kicks to Bogut with the lead pass, and that one's good by Gooden.
You look at how they've been scoring the basketball, and it's really fun to watch them because all the baskets are coming off assists.
Well, keep that in mind. I mean, they're a much more efficient team when they that extra pass. When they get in trouble, it's when they're taking quick shots.
No reason to get fancy, just keep it simple. Like pound cake, a basic throwdown.
No need for theatrics, right?
That's right.
That's right. No 360 necessary there. Nothing fancy.
Conley against Jennings. Here's Gooden. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Gooden's got 8 points, and the Grizzlies leading by 4.
You know, when I look at this Memphis Grizzlies team, I mean, such an impressive playoff run for them last season. And the thing that stood out for me was their depth. They got contributions from a lot of players.
He's so graceful around the rim. Sometimes you forget how strong he is.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Leon Poe's checked in for Gasol. Arthur comes in for Zach Randolph. Sam Young's checked in for Rudy Gay. And it's Vasquez in for Mike Conley. And Baamute's checked in for Milwaukee. Douglas Roberts comes in for Steven Jackson. 59 seconds left in the third. Red's shot is right there.
And Clark, you talk about the depth of that Memphis team. You think about the bench players that stepped up in the playoffs, guys like Darrell Arthur, Shane Battier, Grievous Vasquez, giving them big minutes at that backup point guard spot. And then Of course, O.J. Mayo, a guy who would start for a lot of teams. He came off the bench, gave them tough defense, and made some big shots.
It's Douglas Roberts on the wing, defended by Young. Good luck. And another basket for Milwaukee.
Boy, both teams showing a lot of hustle, Clark.
Steve, especially since halftime, I mean, they're flying around out there, giving up a lot of energy and putting together a pretty good show. You know, they're lucky to be leading here as much as we've seen.
And slammed down hard. Another look on the Sprite Slam Cam.
Boy, he hung him out to dry that time. A terrific reverse.
You can't help but be amazed by that dunk.
Man, that's one to remember, huh?
Lets it go from the wing. Douglas Roberts pulls it in. The Bucks trail.
Good idea. Hold on to the ball. Take the last shot of the quarter.
Yep.
Jennings kicks to Douglas Roberts. Here's Poe. Goes for the alley-oop. Vasquez, that's good. He's got 8. He gets it up. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Rudy Gay having a dominant impact in this game.
The way he's moved through the defense so far through 3 quarters, it's like everybody but him is in slow motion.
Well, he's just that quick going to the basket, Steve. I mean, the help defense just isn't getting there in time, and he's been able to finish.
Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. So as we get rolling here in the fourth, let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for our Sprite Spark. Doris, take it away.
Hey, Kevin, our Sprite Spark, Rudy Gay. He's had the hot hand here in this one with a lot of the team's offense coming from him. I expect them to look his way a lot down the stretch, guys.
Thanks, Doris. He has made Clark a big contribution, hasn't he?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, the biggest contribution of anybody, I think.
Yeah, no question, Clark. He's been the most important player for this team.
And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Mba Amute is down low with Bogut. Steven Jackson is out there with Earl Boykins. And it's Douglas Roberts in at the 3, the small forward.
Even with just a little bit of room, he's going to immediately go on the attack.
Conley inside the line, and the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
And this continues to be a shootout.
Well, I'm a fan as well as a commentator, and I love this fast-paced action. I mean, it's going back and forth, back and forth.
Here's Bogut. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to be on Rudy Gay.
He made sure to get a little extra hang time there, just to rub it in the defender's face a bit.
Look out below. I wasn't sure he was ever going to come down.
He just wanted to make sure he wasn't coming down on top of anybody. Andrew Bogut, the former #1 overall pick in the 2005 draft out of the University of Utah. Been an excellent player for Milwaukee, a solid center out of Australia.
Bucks trail by 3. Here's Douglas Roberts, and it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in. And Bogut, you know, some people think he's probably the best Australian player in NBA history. It's hard to disagree. Luke Longley is from Australia, but Bogut's got a lot on the ball.
Yeah, and beyond that, Kevin, I think he can be one of the top couple of big guys in the league if he can just be healthy. He can rebound, block shot, and score at a high level.
Douglas Roberts dishes to Jackson. Pulls it up. And another basket for Milwaukee.
Ah, the turnaround jumper. That was a thing of beauty.
Here's Conley. Gay outside. from downtown, and that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got 4 assists in the game. Stolen by Gay. Rudy Gay on the wing. Puts up a 3, and again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
Well, it's really hard to defend when you're trying to recover from turning the ball over.
Yeah, that's because you can't get back in transition, and the offense can just come down and get an easy look on you.
For the 3, and Steven Jackson the basket on the assist by Boykins. Jackson's got 9 points here in the second half, and the Grizzlies leading by 4. Baamute with the steal.
Well, I tell you what, after turning the ball over so much in the first half, guys, he's really settled down nicely since and doesn't have any turnover since the break.
And the basket by Douglas Roberts.
What an offensive display he's putting on.
And at this point, Steve, you got to put more pressure on him, bring help, and make him move the ball.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
That wasn't an easy call, but I think it was the right one. Looked like he got hit on the way up.
Yes, sir. Clearly gets him while he's releasing the ball there, Steve. No doubt about it.
And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Haddadi's checked in, and it's Mayo in for Tony Allen. The Bucks also changing it up. Drew Gooden is checked in for Mba'amoute. Red comes in for Chris Douglas Roberts. And it's Jennings in for Earl Boykins. Jennings with the ball. Here's Red. Stolen by Gay.
He's been doing a nice job taking care of the ball. Not many miscues from him in this one. That's his only turnover.
And the Grizzlies leading by 4. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. Marc Gasol's checked in for Memphis. Arthur comes in for O.J. Mayo. Timeout called the Bucks. They're trailing by 4. We've got 1:48 left to play here in the 4th. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Scott Skiles said to his team. He told his team to keep looking for three-point opportunities, saying their perimeter defense isn't doing a good job getting out on our shooters. So let's keep firing away until they decide to guard us.
6 points in short order. 2 straight from deep. That's what can happen with that 3-ball.
Yep, they got it going. Nice, clean looks.
I really don't like what I'm seeing their last couple of possessions, Kevin. That's 2 turnovers in a row. Careless turnovers at that.
They're getting a little casual with the ball. They've got to nip that in the bud right now.
He's so clutch, Kevin. When the pressure is at its highest, that's when he's at his very best.
Here's Jennings. Gasol with the block. Memphis leading. Here's Gay. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on Michael Red.
That was good awareness. Fouling and avoiding giving up an easy dunk.
Well, I think that's just good, smart basketball. Make him earn his points at the line. He's just so clutch. Here's a guy you want on your side with the game on the line, Kevin.
Stolen by Michael Conley. Finishes the break with a slam. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
Outstanding finish. I mean, that's not something you expect to see out of a guy his size.
Well, for a point guard, he spends his share of time, Steve, in the air.
Man, he really does. His vertical leap is off the charts.
Jennings passes to Gooden. Over Randolph. Good! And now they trail by just 4.
And I really like the set they ran there.
Less than 1 minute left. Backing down, it's Gay. He feeds it to Gasol. Over Bogut. That's good from Gasol, and the assist by Rudy Gay. Here's Jackson. But no room for error
Kevin,
here.
got to be perfect from here on out. You're exactly right.
Launches it. Sinks it. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
What a fantastic performance from long range.
Well, that's been his territory all game, Steve.
Gay. Money! Timeout called the Bucks. They're behind by 5. 26 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Here's Jennings. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Yes! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
He worked his way around the bigger man and found the hoop. Great play.
Yeah, really nice play. Wasn't bothered at all.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
He didn't have much choice but to foul. Unfortunately, this is the last guy you want to send to the free throw line.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I mean, they stopped the clock, but these free throws are pretty much automatic.
2 for 2, and it's a 5-point ballgame.
With that trip to the line, he just made it a 2-possession game, Kevin.
Nails it!
As if there was any question, Kev. He's just not fazed by the pressure. He stays focused and always makes big plays.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Not a lot of options there. They have to try to extend this game, so big foul.
Yeah, and if they can catch a break, they might still be able to tie this thing up, Steve.
Perfect from the line, and it's a 5-point ballgame.
Huge free throws there, Kevin. He just put this game out of reach.
The kick out to Red. Nails the triple.
Boy, this is a shooting exhibition, guys. I mean, he's not wasting any of his chances.
Here's Gay. So a close game sees Memphis take this one. Clark, it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was. The coach is happy with the outcome, but maybe not so much with the margin.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Rudy Gay.